Hello.
Everyone. Welcome to another VanChat Tuesday.
Yes.
And in this episode, we're going to kind of like do a little bit of a catch up on last week when we spoke about heirs.
Yes.
In the fact that we've been asked to mention a group on Facebook, which I'll put on the screen now, and I'll also link it up there. I'll put it in the video description, as many places as possible, really. So it's a Facebook group that's been set up to help the UK and councils in the UK basically have little heirs like you do in France and Spain and stuff like that. So the question that I've been asked for you guys to comment down below is, what do you see as the services you would need and the price you would pay? Example, we've stayed in France quite a few times, and some it's like the mayor's office or a little town centre car park.
Yep.
And you've just got one post, which is usually like €2 or something like that.
For some water.
Yeah, you get water, you can empty your toilet, and usually there's not really electric. On some we've stayed at with have electric as well. It's been like an hour, isn't it, that you get the use of electric?
Or you've got, everything's got like a coin operated slot, so you can choose what you want to get and you get the certain amount for it. Yeah.
And that was €12, wasn't it? So this is like a 24-hour price you're paying to stay 24 hours with water, an hour's worth of electric, empty your toilet spot, and you can stay there, like I say, for 24 hours. And
it was level, and there were barriers.
Yeah,
it wasn't just a drive-in thing to pay for.
So 12. So, somewhere between £5 and £10, I would say, is an average European price. So if you can just comment down below, what would you say is an average services, like water, empty your toilet, not bothered anything else, and for that I'd pay £5 a night or something.
Because we were having a chat about it, and we were thinking that it's kind of different. There are two things. If we just needed somewhere to stay, we've stayed at car parks before now where it's cost us £3, £4 or whatever to stay for a decent amount of time, so maybe 12, 15 hours we get for that. Nothing else. Maybe there's toilets nearby, but there is just that. And then there's been times when we've needed services. It's like, what would we pay? Maybe we'd pay up to £10.
Yeah, because say with that occasion when the water pipe came off.
Yeah.
So we desperately needed water.
Yeah.
And the closest heir to us was one that you paid for staying at as well.
Yeah. So we figured we might as well make the most of doing that.
Then.
Yeah.
Do you just pay for water, or do you pay a couple more euros more and stay there as well? So,
yeah. So it's one of those things. Just just let us know what you think is a decent price. What price would you pay?
Yeah. And the other topics we've got to look at are really, really, really important. Obviously, you guys asked the questions, so we're just here to answer them. Mm-hmm. And that is, what does Mundy do all day?
And yes, somebody did ask that question, which made me laugh. I'm a full-time dog mum.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised at how much time it takes. I don't know how I had the time before for a full-time job and being a full-time dog mum, because I have to do his nails, I have to clean his ears, we go out for lots of walks, you have to brush him, got to check him out for ticks and all that kind of thing, so that takes ages.
So it
takes ages.
I mean, the weird thing is, obviously, when we did have a house, I worked full-time and I looked after Cooper during the day, but that was alright.
Yeah, that's alright, but now that's what I need to do. And on a serious note, most of my days are filled with lots and lots of things, but I do a lot of stuff with Coop, because now I've got the time to go and sit there, and he loves being pampered, so he's like my little mate. You
said doo-doo.
I said dude.
Anyhow, but
yeah, I write blogs, I help John with some stuff, record lots and lots of B-roll, obviously. I've got time now to plan and cook some really nice meals, so we have some really nice food, and generally just get to enjoy the areas that we're in, because that's why I don't work, and John works fewer hours now, so we can actually enjoy the places where we get to go and see. So been a bit different in lockdown, however, this past half a week it's been getting back to normal again, so we've been scooting off all over, and I'll be quite happy when John has to work when we're in different places, because I'll go out on the bike and take Cupid for big walks and stuff.
Fair enough.
I am living the life, let's say.
It's an odd thing to say, because normally people at our age don't say it, but you are retired.
Yes.
And
got the
I'm
crappiest pension plan in the whole wide world, mind you, but yeah.
I am your pension plan.
You are. Sorry, but he is though. Yeah. But yeah, as far as pension plans are concerned,
yeah,
it's
I don't pay out that well, do I?
No. So, but yeah, I do keep busy. I don't get bored. I don't just sit down and do nothing. I'm not a scroller. I do hit social media a little bit just with Instagram, but I don't sit there and do that all day.
If we were to divide our time between physically doing something, Mandy does more than me. I drive, which I suppose is one thing, and I plan where we're going to next. I work as well. I make the videos. I do all the dirty jobs with the van,
and
maintenance and all that kind of stuff. But you do keep us all in lovely food and nice clean clothes and all that. Yeah,
back to old-fashioned van wife days. With the I am a fully fledged van wife.
Yeah, true. Seagulls.
They're blinking noisy, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just outside there. Okay, and the next question, really crucial question. This apparently someone said, I've asked you 6 times and you've not answered. I apologise. I've probably pointed you to a video, but I will answer it anyway. And that is, what's the reason you sold... Sorry, I'm not looking at the camera, I'm looking at my phone.
Yeah, I've got a list.
I've got the list. What's the reason you sold your house and chose to live full-time in a motorhome? Well... it happened at Easter 2019. We'd probably spent 18 months going for longer trips and seeing more people who did live in the van and seeing the benefits of living in a van, the ability to travel, all that kind of stuff. And then we just kind of sat down, didn't we? And well, we had such a great weekend. It was a Easter weekend, so it was a long weekend anyway. And I think we've taken some days off work as well, haven't we?
So it was a bit extended.
We didn't see some family when we were scooting around. And we basically just thought that, why not really, didn't we?
I mean, people have asked us things about our house and why did we sell it, and there's a line sometimes you feel like you have to draw between giving too much information away about money.
Yeah.
Because, it's, as much as we love giving you an insight to stuff, going really into the nitty-gritty seems a bit too much. However, we bought in 2007, just before the house prices crashed. So we've literally spent about 12 years trying to get into positive equity in the house by overpaying and paying an absolute fortune off the house, and we just about did it. So we'd seen our backsides with it, to be honest with you. We didn't want there's 2 of us and a dog in a 4-bedroom house, so there was no point in us paying all of that money for something that was far too big for what we needed. So we hit the reset button.
Yeah, it was a choice of spend the next 12 years paying off the house and then think, well, what do we do now? Or spend the next 5 years with no house, with just the van, going touring and finding, is there somewhere else we'd like to live, rather than pay for this house with the remaining years on the mortgage and stay there still. Use the money, like I say, Mandy kind of like brushed over the fact that we didn't really make any money-ish when we sold the house. No. We just broke even because it was on the day we signed in 2007, within a week we lost 50,000 on the house. Yeah. And then like within 3 or 4 years after that we'd lost almost 100,000 off the house. So it did take us some time to get up to that level again. Someone asked a second part of this question, that was, if your house was mortgage free, would you still have sold it? And and this is why the second part of the question is, we wanted to, like Mandy says, the reset, but also to see if there's somewhere else we like.
Yeah, because our daughter is absolutely fine with what we do and where we go. My dad lives down in Gloucester, your mum and dad live in Wales. So there really isn't anything particular. Our daughter, she wants to go and move somewhere out in the sticks somewhere, and she can go and do whatever she wants as long as she's happy, and we'll help her do whatever. So there is nothing that's keeping us to one particular place. We'll always visit places for friends and things, but we've also, thanks to VanLife, we've got friends all over the UK. Yeah. So it doesn't matter where we stay.
And like you said, our parents did it. My parents from Manchester decided that North Wales is where they wanted to retire to. So that's where they are now. We are just going over everywhere in the UK to see if that's where we settle, but we haven't discounted the fact that it might be France. We love France. Yeah. It might be Spain. It might be Portugal. We need to go back and visit those different places, because we've only been to Portugal once, and that was on our trip previously, and we kind of ended that early because of COVID and stuff. So yeah, we sold the house to give ourselves more time to find out where's the best place that we might actually want to settle, plus who doesn't want to go travel and tour and meet people
and what
and
better
make
way of
friends
figuring it all out? You find somewhere that's nice, and then you go back there in your motorhome, and then you stay as long as you can, and you pop into the local villages, and you get to see whether it's not just the idea of living there, but actually living there. How practical is it, and what's it like for people who want to come and see you?
But I think COVID has brought one thing to a lot of people's sort of attention, and that is, don't sit there and wait for things to happen, because you absolutely never know what is going to happen. So if you've got some sort of control over it, just do it now. If you're able to, both financially and physically, go and do it now, because you don't know what's going to happen in 10 years time, 5 years time, when you think, oh yeah, that's when I'll retire, or that's when I'll do something else.
And my mum died when she was 64, and my dad is poorly. Your mum and dad are poorly. So they all saved really well, got really good pensions, did the thing that their generation did, and absolutely planned for your future. And now they can't do anything with it. I'm actually, no offence to them, I'm sick to death with them offering us money.
I know.
Because they can't go out and do anything. They've planned so well for their retirement. Now they're retired. They've got nothing to spend the money on. So.
My mum and dad are housebound now because of illnesses, and they spend as much money as they can on a comfortable bed and a comfortable chair. And it's awful, because their entire plan was, once they're retired, they would be off to Spain to a villa, or a holiday home somewhere, maybe, that they'd swap between places. Or I think they even had an idea, or was it your dad, an idea of getting a bus pass and just see where they ended up. But it's your mum and dad, because they're in Wales. That's it.
So they wanted to get a free bus pass when they retired, and they were just going to go and see what they could do with that. Actually, my dad and my stepmum as well. They did just all of these little jaunts to go and do, and things to go and see, and they wanted to get a motorhome as well, and we would have had some brilliant adventures with them, but unfortunately they can't do that now. There's no way. So they're living vicariously through us, it seems, all the time, which is wonderful.
Hello, Mum and Dad.
Yeah, hi Dad. And Christine.
And
we don't need any money. It's
no, we don't need any money, thank you.
Even though I did mention about my crappy pension, but don't worry about it, it's fine.
No, and that brings us quite nicely onto another point, and that is, you can live incredibly efficiently, both in terms of money and time and everything else, in the motorhome. And you really, really, really can't match that in any other scenario, where either you want to buy a house somewhere, or maybe you want to get a holiday home somewhere. You can't replicate the low running costs and the ease to move around that you can in a motorhome.
And I think that's why there's so many people that are embarking on van life, and that's why the councils need to do something for everybody. It's in their best interest. If they're not getting council tax off people because they're living in vans, then why not offer them a really good service of something, somewhere to stay, somewhere that's safe, somewhere where they can get things that they want, which is in an area where maybe the council choose to put people, instead of them, you selecting where you're going to stay, because that's what we do. You kind
but
of
I mean, I would hate the councils to think that it's an issue, and therefore let's put them on some wasteland or brown belt somewhere, like an old industrial unit. No one will stay there.
They'll soon figure out that that's wrong, because nobody had stayed there anyway.
Because what we really want to do, like, there's a lot of us that do it. We go and speak to all sorts of people, and what we really want to do is go around little towns, villages and stuff like that, and we spend money there. What we really would like to do is stay somewhere quite local to that, which is where the French and Spanish and Portuguese local councils and all that seem to be absolutely on the ball with that. Bring the people in that have got really low running costs in their motorhome, where they really need very few services. They've got spare cash, let them spend it in the small businesses that need it. And it's that simple, really.
Yeah. Come on, councils.
Sort your life out.
So
yes, there are some other points to mention here.
Yeah, so there's two more questions that I've seen on there. Firstly is, why doesn't John cook in the van? Or does John cook in the van? But I think everybody's seen that he doesn't.
Yeah, you may have seen me cook once. Camp Gadget.
Yeah.
But we organised our own little camp meetup.
So we were first getting into it all. Yeah. So we were just kind of grabbing a few of the people who we'd seen online to see who we already knew as well.
It was the first time that we met Darren.
Yeah.
So I invited loads of people that I'd watched on YouTube, and it was called Camp Gadget. And anyway, we used to have little challenges and cook this, make that, whatever. Bear in mind, it was about -2 outside in February, March time.
March, wasn't it? Yeah.
So not great, but we all had fires outside and stuff, and we decided we were going to have a pizza challenge. Everyone else made their pizzas. I brought some frozen brand pizzas and put them in a Ridge Monkey and warmed them up. And apart from beans on toast, that is about the limits of my culinary skills.
How long's it been since you've made beans on toast, sweetheart?
Many years.
Yeah. So the answer is no.
So the second part of the question is, do you still use your Instant Pot?
I used it today. We're making some really good meals because Daz is with us, and Daz will bring some things and I'll bring some things. So Daz had some pork belly, so we marinated that in some barbecue sauce, and then I was making like twice baked little new potatoes, so they're nice and small, with cheese and bacon. So I'll put the potatoes in the bottom, put water in the bottom, and then the trivet, and then the potatoes, and then sat a foil packet with the barbecue pork belly on top of it.
Ooh.
And cooked them in 15 minutes, and they were proper melt in your mouth as well, weren't they? Then Daz went and browned the top of them and grilled them under there, and then I did my thing and made them into twice baked cheese and potato skins, cheese and bacon ones. So
lovely.
So yeah, so it doesn't get used as often as we thought, I must admit.
No.
And that is because it really is power hungry.
Yeah, your £1 meals are also amazing.
Yep, and it's so much easier to wash your frying pan than it is to get all of that stuff out. So as much as it is brilliant, and it really does make things quicker to do, and if you've got hookup or you've got really banging solar, it's great to not use your gas.
Yep.
It's not quite as practical as I thought, to be honest, but it's still brilliant.
Still good. And you'll find out what was made, and you'll see the lovely food in our next video.
Yes. I was drooling all over the table. Oh.
That sounds awful.
Oh, it's good food though, isn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yeah, with Aldi's special bacon barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah.
Nom 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 nom.
Everyone's hungry now.
Yeah.
Right then. So hope that's answered most of your questions. Any more questions, please do leave them in the comment section down below.
Yep, and obviously keeping it clean, but please ask anything you like.
Yeah,
because we're having some great fun reading some of the questions that are coming in. So yeah.
Anything about our lives, living in a motorhome you want to know, then ask away. Right, take care. We'll see you next week. See you later.
Bye.